Just turn this camera around here. Alright. Okay. Hey everybody, this is Mar Ranchi, brand strategist and founder of Manufacture, here today with another episode of Ambitions of an Agency. And today we are going to talk about starting from the bottom, or an understanding if you're biting off too much then you can chew. So the reality of business, and I keep stating this over and over again, is uncertainty and adversity. And those things exist because either you don't know what you're doing, or the market is clearly just not responding to what you're doing. It could be either one of those. Or even third, your mind isn't right, and you're coming, every time you're doing business, you're coming from a place of scarcity, of neediness, of desperation. And that can happen. It's honest. I think every business owner experiences those highs and lows, that moodiness from really, I feel so great today. I'm gonna take on the world. I'm the best. You can do, that's one, and then the other one is, this is just, I don't really feel like it today. It's not, I don't, what's going on? I feel weird. It's not, I don't want to get on another call. I don't do it, right? So it's not all, daisies and stuff, but mainly those things arrive from is, poor managed expectations of when the results or when the things are going to come. And they're going to come. It's just, you have to find ways to just execute daily and adjust when, adversity rears its ugly head every so often, right? But then you have to understand it's all about, the momentum you get, right? Because then you get those highs and lows, and overall you'll get those highs and lows periodically over time, and it's all temporary, right? Comes, goes, all the time. Never is it like a period of complete slumpness, which is, well, if you're like really in depression, like you can go down and down and down. That's a downward spiral. You could go up, it's an upward spiral. But overall, none of these states are ever permanent. It's always temporary. You can feel good one day, you feel good bad another. So it's temporary. It's all temporary. So when you understand that, you have to understand that momentum then is how you make sure that you go in the right direction, right? And momentum can go either way. Momentum can go to the side of, greatness, right? You're going forward and you're pushing forward like this, or you can momentum and you can move downward, right? And so it depends on where you're moving your momentum. And two important parts of momentum that you need in business, for example, is first financial momentum and social or mindset momentum. Both of those things are incredibly important. First of all, financial momentum is important because, again, you need cash flow, you need stuff, and you need to move in an order where you're getting money over time. Problem is, when you're starting a business, and I'm running into this now, is that you start a business and you started from scratch, right? You started from absolute scratch. There's no business out there, with, the offer you have, so to say, or, you're not able to communicate as well to the market or whatever, right? It's almost non-existent, right? But once you understand that and you're like, okay, this is non-existent, this is going to take some time to get to, I need still financial momentum, right? Because if you don't have financial momentum, what happens? You dip. So the only way you get financial momentum, and you also, if you lose financial momentum, you lose mindset and social momentum. Both kind of correlate with each other, and both bring you down if you're not smart about that, right? Because you don't make money, you feel bad about yourself, you feel shit about yourself, then, you see, other people making more money than you, then you feel bad about yourself more, then you push yourself down into a deeper state of, feeling bad about yourself. You're not doing any actions to actually make money anymore. So get the small wins. It's important. When someone loses a lack of confidence, and it's going to happen in any person's life, is you're going to lose confidence. Business will beat you to the ground that will make you lose confidence. So to get back on that momentum train that maybe you've been building, right? You get into 1 year or 2 years in business, you start really realizing, oh, I can make this momentum thing work, and then something hits you, and then you're screwed over your momentum, and your momentum goes into a downward spiral, right? So, but realize that you've been making considerable efforts, and nothing is ever wasted. Nothing is ever wasted, meaning everything you've built to this point is never wasted. All the research I've done, all the stuff I've done, it's not wasted. It's all potential, all data for a breakthrough, for the understanding of, you know, a good offer, a good service, a better service than what you have now, right? Because you're in prototype phase. So understand that. So so really it's about understanding the small wins. Small wins are important to get financial momentum back and even mindset momentum, right? Both of these things matter. Small wins are important. You know, making up your bed, you know, cleaning your room, saying good morning to that one person and smiling at them. Small wins throughout the day. It's all about small wins. Making that one YouTube video you wanted to do, right? Starting that one, maybe starting you know, a daily meditation session, right? Whatever you're doing, right? And these are all things I'm doing, so that's why I'm stating them. But, you know, understand, small wins. Small wins are how you build up to the big wins. You don't need to jump, and I think this is a bad understanding of how people think of, oh, gotta hustle. It's like, make small wins first, and then jump. And you can then, you'll be able to jump that gap. Or actually, it won't even be a gap anymore. You'll kind of bridge that gap. Because people, when they try to do business, they try to jump the gaps too quickly. They want to be like, I want 500, I want 1,000. It's like, you know, you can't do that. Realistically, you can't do that unless you have other factors involved. But let's say you're starting from complete scratch, no experience in one thing or whatever, or new market. Trying to jump the gap immediately to $10,000 job or $20,000 job is not realistic. And if you want to do that and you want to try doing that, go ahead, be my guest. Be disappointed though. Be ready to be disappointed, because that's how it works. That's how business works. You'll never get what you want. So expectations cause you to feel really bad about yourself and then lower your social momentum and your financial momentum. So get those small wins. If you want to, and this is me, like I'm looking right now at, you know, HubSpot, talent forums, all this different type of stuff. You know, I'm going back to my freelance roots to really discover, you know, can I get some small wins? Because I haven't had a client in months now, and I really need to figure out where that sticking point is. So maybe I just got to go back. I go back to my freelancing phase, right? I have to dissolve my ego, meaning the ego that's like $1 a month. So I make 15,000. It's like, no, calm down, man. Slow your fucking roll and just pace it back. Go to the small ones again, build yourself up, right? Build your confidence up again, and then go forward, and then keep working on this client that you have on now, and then let things run their progression. But you cannot try to jump the gap so soon, because what you're going to do is you're going to try to run towards the pleasure, and it'll be forced, and you won't feel good. It'll be too forced. You know, your body doesn't like change. This is what is in science called homeostasis, which is basically, you know, in English basically means, I like to feel comfortable, let me be comfortable, is homeostasis, right? It's the body's way of functioning and keeping you safe and protected, you know? Because over years of evolution, that's how we have been wired to, is to keep comfortable. We need to be comfortable. So as you run towards pleasure, quickly as possibly as you can. Now, I want that $5,000, I want that $10,000, I'm going to run towards that person as much as possibly can. I'm going to get them on the phones, I'm going to force myself to, you know, push through this crap. No. Because what's going to happen is, there's going to be an incongruence in how you feel and your actions. And when that happens, guess what happens? You don't get what you want. Nothing happens. It's like, you're pulling on the accelerator. You want to go fast. You know you want to go fast, but something is also you're pushing also on the brake pad. So you're sliding along. You're scraping along the road, really, in a car, which may be your business or even the way, you know, your financial goals or whatever. and you're scraping along that thing as much as possibly as you can, and you're not open to anything else. You just want to scrape along that road. And you actually could go faster if you just went back a few steps and started getting those small wins, because that would build up your confidence over time. Oh, another $200 job, another $300 job, another $500 job. Go back to the same sort of way of thinking. Don't try to cut everything off just because, I'm not worthy. I am the king of design. I do not need these small jobs. Puh, leave them be. I am the king of design. Right? It's like, and I thought that way. I've gone through that in the last couple of months, trying to up my prices and up the way I'm looking at things, because I'm playing at a different level. I'm trying to build an actual agency and build an offer that's systematized. So the value isn't going to be evident at first, but over time it will be, because as I keep learning about the market and keep doing the data and the validation and improving and tweaking and all this stuff, it's going to happen. But what I stopped is having momentum, especially momentum that was financial. So I have to work my way back and do those small jobs, do those small things, make those small adjustments every single time. Make a couple bucks here, make a couple bucks there, and then slowly shift my awareness back to what I'm doing again, right? So that's the financial momentum. And the mindset momentum goes along with that, because again, if you're making good money and you're, congruent in the way you're making money all the way through, and you're, slowly building up and bridging up to that big job, right? That's a good thing, because then your mindset is different, right? It's not in the scarcity mode. You've built up enough confidence that to when that job does come, or when you call up on the phone and you talk to Joe Schmo from whatever broker or whatever brokerage or whatever, you can confidently, be okay with saying, yeah, pay me $10,000 and take it or leave it. Because you can bridge yourself up, you can build yourself up, and once again, there's no problem. You're not gonna, if you get to 10,000, you're not gonna lose the 10,000. You can build up, those small jobs, right? So it's to break that ego of, the designer king or whatever, or, I'm not worthy of these jobs anymore. It's like, because everyone wants to charge more, and I know everyone wants to charge more. I want to charge more, but deal with the reality of the market as it is, and understand that sometimes you're just not going to get what you want, and sometimes the people that you're talking to just aren't going to get the value that you like, and just and honestly, you do a balance of these things. Like, I'm not saying go completely all the way to the small jobs and forget about your business. No, it's a balance. This is to build your momentum up, right? Build those small jobs up, and then push up to the momentum that you can say 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Right? Push up to that momentum, but don't make that change too quick, because you're gonna have an incongruence in your mind and in the way you look at things, and and in the market especially, and both of those things are going to combine to sabotage your efforts to actually get that $5,000 job or that $10,000 job. Right? And this might be menial to people who've already done this type of stuff, but I'm talking to the people who haven't done this type of stuff and want to start charging more. Don't try to make that jump too quick, because if you make that jump too quick, what happens is that incongruence happens. And when that incongruence happens, you won't keep that money for long. And even if you get that money, you won't keep that money for long, because it's just not in tune with your mindset. So that's the main thing, is getting that financial momentum, and then that social momentum, mindset momentum, is every day. Find a way to be positive to one person or two people. It doesn't need to be anybody important, right? That's the point. It doesn't need to be important. It's just pushing out your action of kindness or your action of goodness or whatever without any expectation, just pushing it out and just letting that energy, that good energy push through other people, right? You don't want to, again, you're not expecting anything. It's just to build up that momentum, right? And once you've built up the mindset momentum and the financial momentum, those things catalyst to what you can do, and you can build up from that momentum. And as the momentum rolls down as a snowball, suddenly that exponential effect happens. But you have to get your mind right, and you have to get your finances right in business to really, really succeed, and you build that up incrementally. And don't be afraid of the incremental change. You're not going to be stuck there forever. You know, maybe that's a worry of you. It's like you'll be stuck there forever. You'll not be stuck there forever. No one's ever stuck there forever. Again, it's all temporary. You know, if you're paying 500 now, you know, 2 years later you're at 10,000, right? If you're doing it correctly, if you're building up the momentum correctly, so to say. So that's it. I think this was a pretty long one, but I think I got some really good important points out, and these are some good insights from my own journey. And so if you want to know more about this or keep learning more about my journey, comment below, you know, subscribe, notifications, all that YouTube stuff that is good, that helps me get subscribers and grow a channel, all that stuff. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.